So current state where we're at, and this is kind of one of the reasons that we asked for the funds for our unmanned aerial systems, our drones, was that right now we have hobbyist drones. So these are drones that are available off the shelf to anybody. They're under $1,000, and they're really not as robust as they need to be for the usage that we have in law enforcement. So ALPRs, they've been in use since the 1970s, believe it or not. So an automated license plate reader is what I'm talking about. And back then what it was an actual real camera stationed on the side of the road, and a motion detector would click it off. And then once a day or once a week, whatever the department had scheduled, they would go in and develop film, look at license plates. And what they were looking for is the same thing we're looking for today. Is we're looking for the license plates that are on stolen vehicles, that are on vehicles that we have a reasonable suspicion or probable cause to believe are involved in the commission of crime in our community and elsewhere. We're looking at individuals involved in drug trafficking, people with warrants, and vehicles involved in serious crimes like homicides. So basically what it is now today is digital camera. They can be on a pole with power to them. They can be on a pole with solar power. And they're taking multiple still images of the rear ends of each vehicle as they pass. So they're not capturing facial data. They're not capturing information we're going to use or would even consider using for things like facial recognition. They're simply capturing the license plate. There's software that reads the plate. They're capturing the image of the vehicle. There's software that figures out what kind of car it is. They're capturing the color. They're capturing specific data about each vehicle that passes. And immediately that data is compared to the database that it's tied to. And there's two databases really that we tie to. One is the Arizona Criminal Justice Information System and the National Crime Information Computer. And so local and national vehicles, again, that are connected to crimes or wanted for crimes are immediately checked and verified. And then if it is actually a hit, then the hit gets communicated to dispatch immediately, as well as the vehicles that we have in the field. So they know that, hey, a vehicle just passed this location that's wanted for whatever crime it happens to be. So the software, the hardware is pretty advanced these days. It can even sense and capture the information from a vehicle passing as fast as 75 miles an hour. So the fixed post is collecting data 24/7, 365 a year. Each camera can cover 2 lanes of traffic, and again, electrical or solar power. So the mobile APR does the same thing, but it's mounted in a vehicle. There's different vendors and different ways this is employed, but it's basically the same thing. You put a camera in a vehicle. It has the same kind of software on it. It does the same thing, and then immediately that vehicle is alerted if there's a vehicle that passes it, or the vehicle passes a vehicle that's on the list, so to speak. And then other units in the area are also alerted as well. And so you can imagine the coordination that then would occur. The vehicle's passing this location, the officer finds it, and we do our best to apprehend that vehicle as safely as possible. So again, there's two databases we compare to. I mentioned a CGIS and NCIC. There's also a hot list. So that's more of a localized list that each agency that maintains its own automated license plate reader system employs. And so an example would be if one of our detectives has probable cause to arrest an individual that's committing residential burglaries, but they haven't obtained a warrant yet perhaps, or they haven't gone through that step to get that vehicle entered. They can, with that probable cause, they can enter that vehicle's license plate into the system, and then if we see it, then we can apprehend that burglar locally, even though it's not part of that national database yet. In addition to that, we can also do a historical search and look at past data on that vehicle. So again, same detective working a burglary case, if he's got 12 different locations he suspects of that individual and that vehicle in particular being involved in burglaries, perhaps that information of where that vehicle has showed up in the historical information in the town on automated license plate readers can help them to connect that vehicle to those crimes. So obviously there's some concerns that people will voice, I think very appropriately so, about privacy and data. And first of all, the biggest point here is that license plates for years, decades, have been ruled by our Supreme Court as public information because everybody can see it. And that's generally the rule that the courts apply, is if it can be seen by anybody, it's public information, it's not protected data. So there's a number of cases that are listed here, as well as in the next slide. And what they're saying is that the courts have consistently supported the use of license plate reader technology. There are some controls that are needed. Some things that it employs I haven't mentioned yet. Data automatically deletes every 30 to 90 days. So one of the bigger concerns, again, about privacy is the retention of an individual's data. Well, there's no individual data in the system. The only information in the system is the vehicle's license plate, and again, it's a red Ford or a, whatever it is. And so there's no personal information. But beyond that, the town of Prescott Valley, the police department, we plan to go to that extra step. We're going to delete data in 30 to 90 days. That'll be part of the pilot project. I'll talk about it here in just a second. We just communicated with the legal department. We think we have a great policy right now in place. Obviously, during this pilot project, though, we may find that we need to make some adjustments. So that's one of the things that we'll do, again, if approved through this 12-month pilot project.
You mentioned, I believe you said YCSO has this project?
YCSO is looking to put them in place, yeah.
Excellent.
There are several other jurisdictions, though, that already do have them.
Great.
And again, to expand on that a little bit, Mayor, we've already had discussion with these other agencies, and there's a strong plan to work together so there's not redundancy. We're not spending unnecessary taxpayer money or grant money and duplicate efforts. So we will work closely with those agencies to make sure that we do it together.
I think it's a great tool. As we all saw, Prescott Valley is the 8th safest city or town in Arizona. And this is a tool that I think can definitely help us fight a little more crime.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to authorize the mayor to sign resolution number 2023-2335, approving the grant agreement between the town of Prescott Valley and the Department of Emergency and Military Affairs, known as DEMA, in the amount of $256,791.26 for prosecution and imprisonment for border-related crimes by electronic vote.
It passes, Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. Next up, item 8C, bylaw amendment, Board of Adjustment. You can clap for that. Absolutely. Whenever the town can move in a direction to make our residents safer, it's always something to clap for. So you're more than welcome to.